biggest type of animation?
See, at this point, entertainment is the most perceived form of animation because that's known to everyone. But there are many fields, as you said, medical. Apart from that, there is oil exploration also, which uses huge amount of animation. There is auto industry, which uses a lot of animation. The construction industry, it uses. To explain some bit, I'll tell you, earlier for cars, whenever company made cars, they had to ensure that it is safe for all people who are traveling inside. So for that, they did crash tests, wherein they made some 100 cars and they were crashed to see the effect of those accidents on people. Those could be inside. Of course, during the crash test, there were no people inside. It was mannequins. So that time they had to use 100 cars. But now most crash tests are conducted in the computer using animation. So from 100 cars, it's come down to 10 cars now. So those are varied fields which use it. Construction also uses it. Architecturally, people build factories earlier, build factories into the computer and then test how exactly it functions. The Volkswagen factory that was built at Pune was built entirely into the computer initially. They also manufactured cars inside the computer using that animation, and then it was built in real life. So animation has many uses.
So unfortunately, not only entertainment is a type of animation, there are various different types which animation has. But let's talk about the entertainment industry. Films like Roadside Romeo or films like Hanuman. Do you think they really made what they wanted to do?
Well, I'd like to answer this from the point of view of education, where we start. Ashish will, of course, justify it further in the production values. But, of course, we have Hollywood on one side, and then we have what we are trying to do is animation. Of course, we have made a start, but the kind of the work which probably is being seen on the screen, we have made a start, but we have a long way to go for the simple reason that it starts from what are the kind of people who are working on the projects and who is feeding those projects, how much of a commitment level that person who is involved in that project, whether it's the producer or who is putting in money, is really looking at it. Because unfortunately, a lot of people think that animation is glamorous or animation is here to stay, but it needs a huge amount of money to be committed to come up with the movies like Shrek or Ratatouille, So on one side is the production values, on the other side is of course the education and the trained skills personnel which are coming out who will be working on those projects. So of course on all fronts we are moving, but efforts are going to be required on all fronts, and that's the reason we have not yet come up there, but definitely it's a start.
But so animation industry requires a lot of money. Is that the reason why the fee structure of Animation Training Institute is very high? Who would like to answer?
I think they're the best.
I'll pick it up. And then Umesh can. Animation industry requires a lot of money. Is probably a fact as much as which I'd like to say. Actually, animation education in India is probably the cheapest. Actually, I tell you from which point of view. Of course, the education is not right on par. What we see worldwide, the education of animation is really, maturing up. But today we, if a boy is committed to do a career in animation, he needs to spend at least, 2 to 3 years dedicatedly in animation. Unfortunately, the kind of impression which has been created over the years, probably by the education sector itself or the institutes, or the understanding which has grown into the children, is that it's just a 1-year career, or probably I can do it as a hobby.
So, who has created this impression?
It could be the institutes, obviously, but I'm sure there's a whole lot of role to play by the media, the institutes, and probably the
impression. Is media responsible to create this impression?
I don't think the media is responsible to create this impression. Animation training has become a huge business now. I mean, if you check out the NASSCOM figures will tell you that animation industry is expected to grow this. If you check out the animation education part, it grows double the speed of what the animation industry is going to grow. So media hasn't created a hype anywhere out of this. Media hasn't told anyone to go and the learn animation media has always told them that there are some basic parameters that you need to have in order to get some basic parameters is that you cannot be an animator in say 1 or 2 years of learning animation at any institute. Most institutes will teach only tools. 3DX and Maya are the buzzwords that everyone thinks is animation. But these two softwares are so hard, they are so big, even the user manuals go beyond 1,000 pages each. So you cannot master all these softwares in 1 year.